GM! That GM was pretty reverberated. But I want to talk about in this video, stop focusing on outcomes. Outcomes versus process. Why you trust the process. Why you basically never quit. Like, I talked about this kind of a concept before in the previous videos, but I never made like a full video about this mindset of process over outcome. And I think it's so important in literally everything you do. If you want to have any sort of tangible success, whether it is in schooling or business or money or fitness, it's all about process. It's not about outcome. And you know, what I will say in the context of it, we'll give an example. In fitness, for example, someone will say, I want to be shredded and jacked and all of these wonderful things. They'll look at the big G's who lift a lot, the Sam Suleks of the world, the Arnold Schwarzenegger. They look at all these wonderful people and they're like, oh my God, I want to be like them. But the thing is, like, this is very outcome focused, right? They have this goal of what they want. And I'm not saying that it's bad to have goals, but a lot of people, they have this idea of what is their ideal reality, and then they'll go take action on it, or they'll have a burst of motivation, but they usually burnt out. Like a lot of people, when they start going gym because they want abs or something, they go for a few months, if lucky, and then they quit. Because maybe they get some sort of a progress towards it, maybe they lose motivation, whatever excuse that people love to give nowadays, and they just stop. Another example, in markets, a lot of people, they want to flip their portfolios. Maybe they have like $10,000 and they want to turn it to 100,000. They found online that they can get into a Forex account or a Coinbase account, and they're going to leverage trade 10x on USD over JPY, or maybe Bitcoin over USD, and they think that they're going to 10x their $10,000 or $100,000. They saw some TikTok of some guy making $1,000 in 5 minutes, and he's like, oh my God, I got to do that too. And then they start going into there. They're like, all right, today I got to make $10,000 today. I need that to make my bills or whatever the fuck. And this is outcome driven, right? Because now, how do you get to $10,000 made if you only have $10,000? Well, you need to 2x your money in a day. Well, in rare cases, sure, but in rare cases, right? You usually don't get there without risking a lot of fucking money on the line, right? In a trade. So they were gonna risk maybe half of their portfolio in one trade, and it's not like win rates are always positive in these environments. You know, they're more likely to lose the trade they take than to win it. What are they gonna do when they're down $5,000 now? They're like, fuck, now I need to double down, and now I need to put another $5,000 and risk $10,000 because I need to make my $5,000 I lost back. Like, it's outcome driven. They want to flip that money back into what they used to have. They have the gambling mindset. They go back into the casino and say, I'm going double down on black here. They're looking for that outcome, that piece of money. And this is just not what you do, because you're supposed to focus on the process, not on the outcome. Okay, how can you actually get to $10,000 to $20,000 with a trading or whatever the fuck? You reduce your risk dramatically. You trade very systematically. You journal everything. You control your emotions. You control how you buy or sell. Maybe you control when you essentially trade, like these wonderful things, right? You basically systemize it. You create a process and let that process compound over a long time, and make sure you're damn guaranteed to make that $10,000 from your $10,000. Maybe it takes you a year to 2x that instead of a day, like most people are doing. But in that year, your chance of, because you will have like loss streaks, for example, if you're going to do trading, they're just statistically probable. They're a part of the risk curve. Well, if you're risking only like 1% of your money, let's say like $100, and you go on like a 7 loss streak, well, you're only down 700. Imagine if you were risking 10% before, now you're down 70%, and now you have $3,000 left. Like, it's more about the outcome. It's more about the process than the outcome. And this is a very important example for that one. A lot of people, they focus on the goal so much, like the thing is, like, for example, again, back to fitness, some people will say, I need to get these abs or these type of weight by this certain time. And when it comes to like competitions or body sports or whatever the fuck, then yeah, that is important. If you have to do boxing and go in a lower weight class to essentially be in this weight class so you have an advantage, then yeah, you should be doing as much as you can to get there, right? But a lot of people, they don't need to lose weight in a certain time frame. I used to be like this where, because I've lost a shit ton of weight personally. I've lost 160 pounds of fat. And I, back then, was very outcome driven. I was like, oh, well, I need to lose my 30 pounds when I was like in high school. I was super fucking fat. But I was like, all right, this summer I'm going to lose 30 pounds. But I didn't do any fucking thing to change that. I just told myself that. And I didn't change any fucking thing. And the scale didn't budge. I actually gained weight over the summer. I was like, fuck, what the fuck? Like, I was outcome driven. I wasn't creating the process, a plan, and sticking to it, just forgetting about the whole goal and just focusing on the day-by-day compounding habits. Like, this is what it is of like weight loss, because weight loss, for example, for me, it's not exactly a linear journey. It's a lot of down only and then consolidations down only. Like, it's kind of just like the market structures of markets, right? Like markups or markdowns. It's very, very normal in that aspect. It took me years to lose this amount of weight. It didn't go all the way down in like a month. It took a really fucking long time. And it makes sense, right? Because you have to make drastic changes to your lifestyle, to what you eat, to the type of exercise you do, to the clothes that you wear, to the utensils, what you cook, the times that you go to sleep or you wake up. Like, you change so many fucking things about your life. You don't change that in one fucking day. You change it one at a fucking time, and you focus on the process. You focus on, let's cut some calories here, and then next week let's cut some calories here. Let's stop eating the Rochester sweets, and let's stop eating the Kit Kats. And then over time, you have this wonderful fucking system. All you gotta do is allocate to it every fucking day. You don't think about the outcome. You just focus on the process and execute on the process. And the outcome comes without you even focusing on it, without even thinking about it. All you gotta do is execute on losing that weight. What do I do to lose that weight? Eat the fucking chicken breast and the apple instead of eating the fucking McDonald's hamburger. Take the 10,000 steps walk instead of staying inside all day getting 1,000 steps max. Like, it's very, you just systemize this. You focus on the process. You don't just say, I want to lose 30 pounds this summer, and you don't change anything about it. You want the outcome. Like, I don't know what else to say in this video. That's basically what I wanted to say in this video. Stop focusing so much on the outcomes. Like, just to summarize, is that a lot of people, they have this idea that they need to get to a certain point by this date and this time frame. You know, shit can fucking happen. You know, you might not get to it. Maybe you want to say you want to be a millionaire in like 2 years or something. I mean, okay, well, sure, that's gonna be pretty hard to do, but what is your plan to get there, right? You need a plan. You need a process for you to get there. You can't just say, like, this used to be me. By the way, I'm not talking from a high horse at all. I used to say this all the fucking time. When I was working at Bojangles, I was like, I'm gonna have a private jet in 5 years or 30 or whatever the fuck. And I think for me personally, my own wealth curve trajectory, by the time I'm 30, then yeah, sure, I could definitely do that if I wanted to, but I wouldn't do it because that would be kind of a waste of money. But like currently with my current process, I know where I'm going. I have data for myself, and I know that I'm on an exponential growth path. So it doesn't fucking, I'm not concerned with the outcome. I don't care if I'm millionaire at like 27 or 29. I don't fucking care if it's like 31. Like, it'll take as long as it takes. Just focus on the process. Just focus on what you can do on the day-by-day basis. What are the biomarkers that you can change today to make sure that the outcome that you want is more reachable probabilistically, not by a certain absolute time frame. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm saying in this video, and I'll see you guys.